ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys quarter scale figure review. Now today I'm super excited to be taking a look at the T-800 Endoskeleton based off his appearance in the first Terminator movie. Now it's been no secret that I've been on a bit of a Terminator binge, and this was one that when I saw it, I absolutely had to have. Dean Knight has been telling me for the longest time, you need to get this piece, and finally I bit the bullet and picked it up. And let me just say, I am blown away once again with a piece that Hot Toys have made from back in the day. Some of their older stuff, including this guy right here, is well worth picking up if you haven't already. And if you do like to pick up older collectibles, why not hit up Philip Liu from ToysOneland.com. Link is down in the description below. Send him a message on Facebook or Instagram telling him the thing that you would like him to find for you in Hong Kong, because some of the stuff that's long been since sold out here in the Western markets is still readily available over in Hong Kong. So as I said, send him a message and see if he can help you out. Either way, what we're going to do now is get all of the T-800's accessories out here and take a look at everything he comes with. And here we have all of the T-800's accessories. Now, as you can see, he doesn't come with a hell of a lot of stuff, but I'm pretty sure this is all you're going to need for a quarter scale endoskeleton. Either way, let's take a look at the display base first. The first good thing that I noticed upon opening this figure was, even though it's an earlier quarter scale figure, this is actually QS002, it still has the same sort of style display base as the more recent quarter scale figures. Of course, the top is completely different with a whole bunch of skulls and molten lava underneath, obviously to replicate the world after Judgment Day. And I do like the fact that you can have his feet standing on the skulls in order to sort of look like he's crushing them, like we see often in a bunch of Terminator movies. I'm really impressed with the fact that they've managed to put all the skulls throughout the display base and still have him be able to stand on there quite easily. I really like the paint effect of the lava under there as well. And of course on the front, the Terminator Endoskeleton. Now he also does come with his plasma rifle. This piece is pure 80s sci-fi nostalgia right here. It's very clunky and I love it. I love the way this looks, and obviously this has been carried forward to some of the newer Terminator films. Really simple sort of paint job on here. Very sort of kit bash style building from obviously back in the day. You can even see that there's a normal rifle barrel underneath there. I really like the way this looks, and I'm glad that he does come with this. The special edition version actually comes with two of these. I would have really liked to have gotten a second one, but I'm perfectly fine with that one right there. Now he does also come with this clip. I'm pretty sure it just plugs into the back there in order to clip this onto his arm. I find that it's not actually necessary because his fingers are articulated enough to get him to hold this, so I'm perfectly fine with it the way it is. Now, he also does come with some spare sort of spring accessory pieces that do sort of replace the pieces on him if they break or wear out over time. And then the final piece he does come with is a Hot Toys 2013 branded microfiber cloth for wiping down the chrome on the body. Now, the only other figure that I remember actually coming with this was the DX13 to polish the T-1000 little statue piece that he did come with. Either way, that's pretty much it for the accessories. What we're going to do now is get the T-800 himself out here and take a closer look. And here we have the T-800 Endoskeleton himself, and he looks absolutely menacing and fantastic. The details, the paintwork, the materials that this guy is made out of are absolutely otherworldly. He's made of proper metal, exactly as you'd expect for an endoskeleton figure. And being quarter scale, there are details that just couldn't be captured in the 1/6 scale version that's been put into this big guy. Now, unfortunately, that Genesis one, the 1/6 scale version, was the only endo that I've had up until now, and I have to really say that the T1 version of the endo is my personal favorite. Some of the changes that they did make in the Genesis one made sense for it being more of a modern interpretation. However, I still think the T1 endoskeleton is just perfection. They really didn't need to change anything. Either way, what we're going to do now is punch in and take a closer look at the details. Punching in to take a closer look at the T-800 itself. Here we have him, and he looks really done awesome. Now, I do have him on his display base because it's a little bit funky to get standing just because of the proportions, and the fact that this guy is mostly made out of die-cast makes him a little bit wobbly on his feet. But as you can see, I think this guy looks absolutely terrific. In my opinion, I know I already said it, but this is my personal favorite endoskeleton in pretty much any scale, and I've owned pretty much most of them nowadays. I think this guy is very, very cool. Now, in terms of the actual paintwork itself, it's very basic, just a light sort of oil pass all over the entire thing, and as you can see, he does have the yellowish style teeth. Now, a couple of people have said the teeth are a little bit too big. I actually don't see that. I think they are very accurate to the film itself. They do look a little bit large, but I think that works perfectly fine because, of course, he's supposed to have flesh and gums and all that all over the top. Now, he does have a light up effect, and you do remove the back of the skull, and then when you click the button, his eyes do light up. Unfortunately, because of the light box, you're going to struggle to see the red in the eyes just a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it gets the message across pretty well. It definitely does look really good. It looks like he is coming to life. I'm very impressed with Hot Toys here. I know that's a very basic little effect for them to include, just having some light up eyes, but again, it's something that they really didn't have to do. Now, unfortunately, mine is suffering from the broken piston back here. Something that can be fixed. Don't worry, it's definitely something that I'm going to be fixing. However, if you are buying a second-hand one, just make sure that yours doesn't have that issue because it's a little bit troublesome to get fixed. Now, mine also does have a bit of a floppy torso here. That's also something that you can fix up. Just tighten the ball joint on the inside there and you'll be perfectly fine. Now, let's talk about the hands because they are very, very impressive. He does have fully articulated hands. Let me see if I can get that to focus up there. Fully articulated fingers with all the little bits and pieces that move around. That is totally awesome. Very, very accurate to the movie and something that I really do appreciate. Something that I don't think they necessarily had to do. They could have done swap out hands and I think it would have been perfectly fine and everyone would have been really happy. But the fact that they went the whole 9 yards to make this a piece that you could really use for stop motion, that's how detailed this thing is. I absolutely love that. Panning the camera down to give you a closer look at the rest of the T-800. As you can see, the detail is just sublime. It looks exactly like it should from the movie. All the bits and pieces that are supposed to move really do move on this figure. All of this is die cast. Pretty much the entire thing, in my opinion, feels like it is die cast. Very, very impressed with how much metal really is in this piece. And it's very accurate. It really should be. Now, all the toes do move as well, so you can really get it to look like he's crunching down on one of those skulls. Very impressed with all the little bits and pieces that can move. And it does really look like this can be under the body of the T-800, under that fleshy sort of outer cover that he has over the top. It does look like this could be situated underneath. Very impressed with that. And having him side by side with the Entebbe figure, you can really see some more bulk and height difference between the two. And I guess that's just to facilitate having all of that bulk over the top of the skeleton itself. Now, the paintwork is pretty basic, I'd say. It's just a light sort of oil pass over the top of all the chrome. You can see it pooling up in little crevices here and there, and I think it does look accurate to the movie. Very, very impressed. I know I've said it a bunch of times, but I am really that impressed with how good this piece looks, and very shiny and chrome as well. Very accurate to the film itself. Now, for a quick side-by-side comparison, here we have the Entebbe clean version of the T-800 alongside the Endoskeleton. Now, I did say that there was a height difference, and you can clearly see it here. The Entebbe clean version is much bigger, but I think that does make sense. He's got a whole lot of flesh and stuff covering him over the top, and then of course that big bulky clothing, especially with the boots. So I think the height difference really does make sense. It's actually not that much if you look at the top of where the skull would be on the T-800, the regular clean version, compared to the Endo. He's got a lot of hair as well, don't forget, so that adds quite a lot of height. I really do think this works. A lot of people have said that the Entebbe figure is a little bit overscaled, but I don't actually think that's the truth. I think these work pretty darn nicely on the same shelf. Just wrapping up on the quarter scale Endoskeleton, the T-800 by Hot Toys. This is of course based off his appearance in the first Terminator movie. I'm sure to nobody's surprise, I'm absolutely blown away with this piece. It is an older piece, however it does have all the makings of, in my opinion, the ultimate T-800. It's pretty much entirely die-cast. The paintwork is outstanding. It comes with his classic plasma rifle. The display base is unique with these skulls on the bottom to have it recreating the sort of stomping on the skull motif that we see over and over again in Terminator movies. It's just perfection. I love this piece. There is nothing that I have to really complain about aside from the little bit of looseness in the joints and the little broken piece on the neck. However, there really can't be much to be said for that because it's an older piece. Stuff like that is bound to happen. So if you can find one in perfect condition, absolutely go for it. But here and there, stuff is bound to break, especially as things get older. However, being made out of metal, I think this is going to be one sturdy figure, especially going forward into the future. Either way, this guy is actually in stock right now with Philip Liu from ToysOneland.com, and the link for that is down in the description below if you'd like to pick up your very own T-800 Endoskeleton. As I said, in stock right now. Also, check out the brand new Facebook group 6 Scale Network. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and overall have a good time and participate in giveaways with one going on right now for the Diecast Mark 7. Also, check out Justin and Steph, our brand new second channel for behind the scenes videos, collection tours, and videos on our travels and adventures as well. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.